What's up, YouTube? This is A.R.M. bringing you a review of Thanos Rising #1. And might I say, if you haven't known much about Thanos before, this series will definitely let you know more about him. And I can always appreciate a good deep origin story, especially for heavy hitter villains such as Thanos. It gives him more depth. It gives him more character when you see him in stories in the future, and you also think about things you've done in the past. Such as what DC has done with Black Adam. Not to get too far off subject, but this book is top notch to me. The writing by Jason Aaron, the artwork by Simone Bianchi, just top notch. It's a very easy read, really good dialogue. It shows a side of Thanos growing up that I don't think anyone has ever imagined could have been put into a story. And I'm not one that usually likes every single comic book I review. Trust me, it seems like the past couple reviews I've done, I really was into the books, but it just so happens that they're really good books. Trust me, when I read a book I don't like, you will be the first to know about it. So I'm just going to do a page-by-page general review of this book and show some insight. Pretty much it begins with the galaxy, the credits, and then it sort of opens with a bit of a monologue about Thanos returning to Titan, the planet he's from. Then he goes to what appears to be his mother's grave, and from that point on, he goes into a flashback of his birth. Thanos is being born. At first, the baby died, but then the baby lived. The doctor says it's a miracle. As soon as they give the baby to Thanos' mother looks at the baby and says she needs to kill it immediately. She said she sees death in his eyes. She picks up a scalpel. She attempts to mutilate the baby. Thanos' father, whose name goes by the name of Mentor, grabs the knife. She greatly tries to get her point across that she sees death in the eyes of the child. We need to kill it. His mother, whose name is Sui Sani, is just very aggravated and very determined to kill Thanos. They sedate her, and then they skip a few years into the future. Thanos is a young child. He's a bit of an outcast. Everyone's playing. He's drawing pictures. He looks different than everyone else. He has a purple face. He's a little bit more monster looking, a little bit rock like. Everyone else has pinkish skin. They're still alien like, but he's more alien like than they are. They're wondering what he's doing, why he's so different. They know who his brother is. They know who his father is. He speaks with the children. It's not quite a bully situation here. They do show some sort of respect and curiosity as to what type of person he is, but they let it be known that he's different. So then they're asking him, would you come play with us? He's pretty much drawing a picture. He decides to go play with the kids. He drops his sketchbook, and as you can see, he was sketching a corpse of this lizard-like dragon that was in the schoolyard. He's asking his father's questions about how him and his mother met, if he can get access to the files. His father says his father is just so deep into his research, he pretty much neglects him. So you can see it's a dynamic. His father looks back. Thanos, did you say something, son? I'm very busy here. And he says, oh, it was nothing. I'll leave you to your work. Thanos is smart enough. He's going to get what he wants, but pretty much it shows that he was neglected, almost murdered as a baby by his mother, not really shown attention from his father. And then in the next scene, he's visiting his mother, who's in an insane asylum, and he's explaining to his mother about a girl he likes at school. And then his mother's in a straight jacket, looking crazy, and he tells his mother how he wants to create a genome for a certain flower to take to the girl he likes, and she's just out of it. She's not trying to hear anything else to say, And then he's saying he's planning to ask the girl who's named Cythera to be his girlfriend. So this shows him as being a bit of a child who is longing for attention and acceptance from his parents, but as you can see, he's not getting it. He left the scene with his father, who was so busy with his work. He's trying to reach out to his mother. Also in this scene, he tells his mother that he has this nightmare every night that he was going to be killed as a baby. He's seeing himself being stabbed by a scalpel. So obviously he can remember what has happened to him, or what almost happened to him as a child. Then he's playing on the school ground. The girls are looking at him. Oh, he's kind of different. Oh, he has a weird face. And then this girl in particular, she takes a liking to him. Then you can see in this scene at school, they're going to dissect some lizards. Thanos is a little squeamish about it at first, but the professor tells him these lizards died of natural causes. There's no need to be alarmed. But Thanos is so weak in the stomach, he goes to throw up and he runs out of the class. He couldn't dissect the lizards. So as you can see, there's a common theme with these lizards in this book. He runs outside after throwing up, and then the girl who was admiring him earlier approaches him, gives him a little bit of pep talk, tells him it gets easier. He doesn't want it to get easier. I don't want to cut open living things. And she says, you want to be a great scientist someday like your father. I'm sorry, do I know you? He doesn't even know the girl. She knows him and his family because they're famous, but she's assumed herself in his life. Whoever the mysterious girl is, I'm almost thinking maybe it's a form of death before he meets death. I don't know. So him and the girl and a few other kids, they go to a cave. They look deep in these caverns. They're not supposed to be there, and all of a sudden there's a cave in. You see the rocks start to rumble, and in the next scene, Thanos is seen trying to dig himself out. He's calling for his friends, Cythera and Argos, and he says he's been there for a few days. He's trying to dig himself out. Once he gets to a certain point, he sees these lizards start to appear. He feels comfortable when he sees the lizards. Here we go with the lizards again. He thinks he's found, or he's close to the surface, or he's close to civilization, as he finds more of these living lizards. So he runs and he follows them, and then he breaks through the final few layers of rocks that has him closed in, and then there's a close-up scene of him with a shocking expression on his face. Then you're treated to like a one page splash of his friends. If you can see, their corpses are being eaten by the lizards. Pretty gruesome. And here's a little bit of artistic symbolism here. Thanos pretty much is the only one in color. Everything else is pretty much achromatic. Okay, in the next scene, Thanos is, he's gotten out of the cave. He's a little bit sad and he's upset. They're saying that was those are the first deaths of killed children in over 200 years on Titan. And then right here, some interesting narration. Years later, once Thanos had become what he was destined to become, the people of Titan will look back to the death of those children, and they would decide that Thanos had murdered them. In those dark caves, they imagined the monster hiding inside Thanos had first emerged, but they would only be half right. And then in these last few panels, Thanos, once again is approached by the lizards. There's a lizard again while he's mourning his friends, and he puts up a choke like he wants to strangle the lizard. Once again, here's the mysterious girl. She's egging him on. I know if you really love them, you let nothing hold you back. And then Thanos tells the girl, you may not want to watch this. She says, don't worry about me. You know, this is pleasure for her. So she's definitely seducing him into his dark side. Just do what you come to do. And Thanos pulls out the very scalpel that his mother had. The girl says, show them who you are, Thanos of Titan. As he raises the scalpel, he's about to maul this poor lizard. She says, show them all. And then that's the end. Next issue, is a cover of Thanos sitting on the throne. And this also continues in Nova #3 and Guardians of the Galaxy #2. Really good book, really good series. It's always interesting, as I said before, when they can delve deeply into the origins of certain super beings. Maybe DC would take a hint and we can get treated to the same type of story for Darkseid. Who knows? Anyways, that's my review of Thanos Rising #1. I give this a perfect 10 out of 10 for #1. I'll definitely be reviewing #2. Thank you for looking at my review. I hope it helps someone who's looking for a new series to pick this up and really get into Thanos' origin story. Rate, comment, subscribe. Peace.